Hi, listeners. This is Vivek from Saveo.
एक मिनट रुक जाओ, रेडी होने दो। चलो ये कर लेते हैं। दिस कुड बी अ ग्रेट इंट्रो।
Hi, I'm Akshay.
Hi, this is Saurabh, and you are listening to the Founder Thesis podcast. We meet some of the most celebrated startup founders in the country.
And we want to learn how to build a unicorn.
I'm sure most of you would know this. Bharat is much bigger than India. People like us who have a smartphone and listen to English podcasts are a tiny minority. And while a large number of startups target problems of people like us, the real opportunities in the next decade lie in solving problems of people living in the tier 2, 3, and 4 towns of India and beyond. Vivek Jaiswal grew up in a small town and had first-hand experience of the lack of access to healthcare and medicines in small towns. And that personal pain gave rise to him building a pharmacy e-commerce business that helps solve this problem of access. His venture, Saveo, is an e-commerce platform that empowers local pharmacies to serve their customers better by providing them quick access to a large number of medicines and imparting knowledge and best practices to them. This approach allows them to scale up in a highly capital efficient manner and create a disproportionate social impact. If you want to build a sustainable startup, then this is a conversation you must not miss. Listen on as Vivek tells Akshay Dutt about how it all started.
We started evaluating pharma industry with the again same group buy concept. कि अच्छा इसमें भी group buy कराते हैं. एक फार्मेसी को 4 स्ट्रिप खरीदने, दूसरे फार्मेसी को 10 स्ट्रिप खरीदने, 14 स्ट्रिप हो जाएगा तो सस्ता पड़ेगा. But when we got into this industry, we realized that group buy is not even a problem. There's a bigger problem. Pharmacy wants to buy 4 strip, pharmacy is not even able to buy. But the बाद में आएगा ना कि 4+10 जोड़ना है और 4 खरीदना, 4 खरीद ही नहीं पा रहा क्योंकि the market itself. So above pharmacy, there's a distribution layer. The distribution layer was so fragmented that the pharmacy to figure out the भाई किसके पास है, फिर उनसे खरीदो, उनके पास stock out नहीं होना चाहिए. It was a multi-tier problem which was there. And we used to ask, so हमने फिर क्या किया ना, हम pharmacies पे बैठने लगे. This is June 2019. June 2019, we started sitting on the pharmacy store for the complete week. And we noticed very peculiar. We noticed that prescriptions are at pharmacy के पास, pharmacy बोल रहा है सर दवाई नहीं है, कहीं और देखिए. And the pharmacy was also not putting a lot of effort कि सर मैं आपको जुगाड़ करके देता हूँ. सर आप ये alternative है ना, patient was like कि नहीं सर मेरे को alternative नहीं चाहिए. That was the wow moment for us. That's where we felt that here we have got the right industry and we have got the right problem. The problem is
You wanted to do something like Udan, like a B2B marketplace?
this at that time we wanted to solve this problem. That prescription bounce is happening. Patient is not able to get the medicine. We have to solve this. Whatever the model it takes, whether it takes Udan, pharmacy, any model it takes, it doesn't matter. We want to solve this problem. This was our way of looking at data at that time.
This is a nice term, prescription bounce. This is like a common term or like it's your proprietary term?
No, it's a common term. We believe in open source.
So you wanted to solve prescription bounce problem.
Exactly. And for me, this was circling back again and again. Why? Because I mentioned you last time, encephalitis used to happen A, because of cleanliness, B, because of non-adequate facility, and C, accessibility to medicine. So I was like, okay, I'm able to solve the third leg first. Oh, wait, let me solve this, then मैं ये दोनों solve करूँगा. पहले मैं ये करता हूँ. We found the right problem, prescription bounce, and then we started Saveo. We got active in August 2019.
Savio name के पीछे क्या logic है?
So if you look at Saveo, it's a combination of save and O, right? Save means saving money, saving time. You can think of anything. And O, 360 degree. That we are not here just to save you from one problem. We are the saviors with time, because the journey not gonna be a 1-year journey, right? The journey gonna be the life story. The journey gonna be 30, 40, 50, and by God grace, that's for hours I can leave, right? But we will make sure that we become the saviors for you and we solve the complete ecosystem problem. That's why it's O, representing ecosystem, saving life and connecting ecosystem. That's what the name means, Savio.
Like tell me about how you, like that idea to execution, that go to market, how you did that. Did you want to do like a app based, like tell pharmacies download this app and place your order? Like, was that the approach?
So, question to you here. Think now that you want to solve prescription bounce. That means you want to make sure that the pharmacy can buy those medicines, right? How will you approach? How will you approach?
I would think of an app-based approach only, where it's easy to look at what all is available, see how many units are available. The Amazon experience, basically, like get an estimate of delivery date.
Perfect, perfect. On the buyer side, you're totally right. Yes, great, Akshay. On the buyer side, you're totally right. But to make sure those SKUs are valuable, there has to be a supplier on the back end. Yeah. So that means you have to first get the suppliers on board. Don't you think from outside that this industry is highly regulated? There are a lot of associations. How will you enter in this industry? Do you
Yeah, like to be a pharmacist, you need qualification and probably some stamp also. So, is there a requirement even for this supply chain of pharmacy that you need some qualification and some sort of stamp?
not exactly qualification, but experience and pharma. We call it drug license required. So at that time, when we were trying to enter, this was the innovation in our mind. यार industry regulated है, यहाँ पे associations है, and license लगेगा, lot of things. आप enter कैसे करें? So what we did as a GTM approach, we're like, okay, what we want the SKU so that we can provide it to the pharmacy so that they are able to sell it to the patient. That means why not we onboard a distributor as an advisor of the company? But this was our way as a GTM. So what we did, we started reaching out to distributors. We started selling our story that what we want to build. And luckily, one of the distributors in Bangalore who falls into top 10 liked our idea. And we're like, okay, let's start. So what we did, we rented a very small space in his own warehouse. A very small space like where we can think of a bathroom space. In Saveo. The space we had, we put two computers. And that's why we bought it from our own money, which we had invested in the company. And we were very clear. So we were like, okay, now let's actually do this and find out where exactly the gaps are. So here, close to 67, 68 companies and close to, I remember, 8,000, 9,000 medicines with him. So we're like, okay, let's start with these medicines. And then we will tell him कि आपका ये फंड अच्छा नहीं है, आप ये maintain करो, ताकि हमें pharmacy से पता चले कि क्या दिक्कत आ रही है. We were a team of 4 co-founders, Shivansh, operations, Anurag, demand. I used to take care of supply and product, and Amit lately who joined and he was taking care of the technology. All of the guys from IITs to we all have a similar background, all from small town in India, and all have seen healthcare problems in their life. And we both gelled up well. We all gelled up very well. Now that being said, Anurag used to go to the pharmacies of Jayanagar, JP different areas of Bangalore, to the pharmacy, check that sir, this is Saveo app. As you rightly mentioned, we had our app. So this is Saveo app. You can download the app. You can start placing order. We will deliver in 3 hours. We'll deliver in 4 hours. We will make sure that you do not get stock out. And, we will deliver even in 1 hour. If your patient wants urgently, and if you want to make sure that the patient should not go to another pharmacy or patient has to struggle, we will also deliver you in 1 hour. We also did all of this in exercise. This time, for the orders, for the payments. And he and I, we used to also do deliveries to the pharmacy. Shivans. So we used to go to the pharmacy, deliver it, collect the payment. We were doing that also. Shivans used to go to the...
So you had cash on delivery?
Yes, it was cash on delivery model initially. Later we converted into 7-days credit. And Shivans used to go to the warehouse and he used to pick out the invoice out of house. So we had built a system, consolidate, get it built in the supplier system with the CSV format. And with the supplier, Shivans used to take that pick list, go to the warehouse inside, pick out the medicines, check it, pack it, and dispatch it. So billing to dispatch operations, he was taking care, we were taking up the rest of the part. Basically saying that at the initial stage, we were also doing this. Then we started hiring 1 or 2 person because that's the max we can afford on our payroll. And which is where after doing this for 6 months, so we did it for 6 months. From August 2019 to February 2020, we did this complete process for 6 months. We realized that one distributor is not sufficient. एक जगह जितनी भी कोशिश करा लो ना, हमारा आइडिया था कि जो SKU मार्केट में शॉर्ट हो रहा है हम उनके पास रखवाएंगे. We started telling इनके पास पैसा इतना है. Sorry, but I mean said the working capital is very limited, right? The point is, one distributor is not sufficient. That is the reason that in India, there are 65,000 distributors to serve 1 million pharmacies. In US, it is just 4. It is just 5. In India, 65,000. But there was another question that, okay, one is not sufficient, then there's 65,000 is sufficient. Isn't it too much? The realization was, yes, it's too much. In a city like Bangalore, there are 300 plus suppliers. The market can be served with 30 suppliers. That means that India can be served with...
This, you're saying distributor level, 300 suppliers.
Yes, 300 distributors. So that means that 65,000 may not be needed. Maybe India can be served with 10,000. Great. Second one, If I become a distributor myself, we cannot solve this prescription problem because we cannot hold inventory because he cannot, then how can I? And no one in India is having more than 20,000 SKUs, 22,000 SKUs. Like the largest distributor in India, Milkart, is having 22,000 SKUs. And in a particular city, 40,000 plus SKUs are selling. In a particular state, 50,000 plus SKUs are selling. Farmer, because you are not the demand driver at share, doctors are writing prescription, the brand changes subject to XYZ, which I want to talk about. The brand changes, and for a pharmacy, it's a new procurement. For a single molecule, azithromycin itself, there are 200 brands selling. And every doctor has a different preference for the brand. And so for pharmacy, it's like for azithromycin only, it's like noodle में मैगी हो गया, सनफिस्ट हो गया, एक लोकल हो गया, 3 काफी है. एजिथ्रोमाइसिन में 100 रखना पड़ता है pharmacist को. That's the difference. That's where in FMCG you see these dark store concepts like Jecto, Blinkit, all coming up. 1,000 SKUs are able to give you for rate. A local kirana store on an average maintain 500 to 1,000 SKUs max 1,000 SKUs. Local kirana store 500 SKUs sufficient. On an average, a pharmacy is maintaining 4,000 to 5,000 SKUs. Still, he's just able to fulfill 60% of the prescription. There was a stark difference. So we were like, okay, now we cannot build a distribution model by being a distributor ourselves. Second was marketplace. Let's build a marketplace. We realized that a retailer right now is buying from multiple distributors already. He's buying from 35 plus suppliers. When he's buying from 35 plus suppliers, if I become a marketplace, again, it's same. He's buying from 35 plus suppliers. It's just I've given a platform interface. Multiple invoicing, multiple invoice upload, multiple order placement, and all dependent upon.
But that is how e-commerce works. Now, what is the problem with that? That is how Amazon works. Like there are 1,000. Amazon claims to have like 2 lakh, 3 lakh vendors on it as a matter of pride.
Now tell me, Akshay, why Cloudtail, WS Retail, and all those players exist? What percentage of order goes to them, and what percentage of order goes to other suppliers?
70% plus goes to them only.
Why? Amazon doesn't want. Amazon is a platform. Amazon is technology. Why would Amazon invest in inventory? It's because on day one, building supplier adherence is not easy. Someone else has to build it, someone else has to pack it, someone else has to ship it. And that someone else is not an unbranded person. In the unbranded market is different because it's a push market. Everyone wants a way to sell it. In the branded market, it's a pull. Everyone wants you come to the store and buy it. Same problem. But in our case, also similar. If you build a marketplace, we will be totally dependent upon supplier, whether you're going to ship it or not. Suppliers say, hey, I don't want to build to this particular pharmacy. Now, what can I do? Okay, credit not I'm giving. Supply not I'm giving. Someone else is giving. That means I will be on the distributor's mercy. Then again, I'm not solving this. We also did our research. We found out PharmaRack has been in the market for like 5-6 years at that time. And PharmaRack has not been prominent in India.
And they have this business model like marketplace for pharmacies.
Yes, marketplace for pharmacies. They tried building this. They rather became a SaaS for the distributors. They were like, sir, I'll give you an interface. You can now collect order from the pharmacy on the app. I will charge you 0.5% of every order you get because I'm giving my app to the pharmacy. But ultimately, they could not become a marketplace. They rather become a SaaS for the distributors. Because they could not crack it in simple, right? Don't get me wrong. I respect PharmaRack a lot, right? But you were spending 6 years to solve that problem. Maybe the market timing was wrong, or maybe you could not crack it. Whatever be the reason, we will clear that this is not the right model to build. So that's where we found the managed marketplace model. Managed marketplace model where we will go to the pharmacy and say, so don't worry. You will get all the SKUs. You will get delivered in 5 hours. Across city, across the state, we will deliver. You will get all categories, branded, generic, surgical, Ayurveda, trade generics, OPC, specialty, veterinary, homeopathy. You will get everything. You will get single invoice of Saveo, delivered by Saveo, created by Saveo, collection by Saveo. We will take care of everything. Your experience, we will control. We will solve our supply in our way. We will solve our supply by being a managed marketplace where the suppliers, we will not get pharmacies orders one by one, but rather clubbed order together and they have to bill it to Saveo. So that basically means we will create a layer between suppliers and then companies. And we will become a one-stop solution for you. This is what we shifted into in February 2020. And we went on to raise $300K from India. Now, this time, Akshay, we were already doing 38 lakh rupees of business per month when we had built for raise.
Wow. Okay. Like at the time of this angel round, you already.
Yeah, angel round.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, we are doing 38 lakh rupees of revenue per month. We had run the business for 6 months. We had an app running where pharmacies were using. Our retention was very high.
But this was with that single distributor only. Your supply was just one distributor at this time.
Exactly. That's where the dependency was high. But this is what we were pitching, what we have now realized. And they want to build this way. हाँ अब मेरे को पैसा चाहिए क्योंकि मैं ये बनाना चाहता हूँ मेरे को चमक गया है मेरे को चमक नहीं बनाना क्या so this was our pitch to build it. We were lucky we got the right investors on board. India Post and took the bet. They are more of a consumer investors. But they took their first or second bet on Saveo in B2B. And we also got few key founders on board, like the founders of General Health, the founders of OK Credit, Farid himself. We got him on board as an investor. And it was the day of lockdown. The money hit our account.
Wow. Okay. So $300,000 is how much in rupees?
2 crores. We calculated, so founders are always optimistic. So we thought that we will spend only 20 lakh rupees per month. That means 10 months. We will spend. We'll be there. That means now we have to prove that we have become a business within 10 months.
But this was a dangerously low amount to raise, no? In hindsight, probably you would feel that way, right? Like 10 months is like putting so much pressure. And
so Akshay, you are sitting in 2022. You are sitting at a time when the market is very full. Now it is not full, but you have seen 2021. In 2019, market was not so full. It was still difficult to raise money. Right. And B2B at that time, people used to ask very simple question to ask because in 2019, we had not seen Jetwork, infra market, or all those of B2B in India or business being very prominent. They were building. They were also building. They were maybe $100 million, $500 million valuation, but they were still early.
That whole like crowd of unicorns had not started happening. Mm-hmm.
Yes, in B2B had not started. And investors in India had not seen B2B. And that's where we were like, okay, ये 2 crore में prove कर देना है.
Okay. So then what happened when lockdown hit?
So lockdown happened. We were like, यार हमारे पास ड्रग लाइसेंस अभी आया है and बाहर ही नहीं जा सकते.
Okay.
It was March 2020. We went on to meet the commissioner of police in Bangalore. We got passes, fortunately, by using our network connect. We onboarded 3 suppliers. We onboarded 3 suppliers on a lower margins, means we were not making money. But we onboarded 3 suppliers this time. And we went on to onboard 10 suppliers within the next three months itself. Now, Saveo became the platform in Bangalore. This was 2020 I'm talking about. Saveo became the platform in Bangalore with the highest fill rate.
Okay. Like for how many pharmacies did you acquire? You acquired like three, 4 suppliers. Pharmacy acquisition mein?
So we had that time 23,000 SKUs, I remember. And 23,000 SKUs, now we were highest in Bangalore in terms of SKUs coverage by onboarding those suppliers. When we started marketing to pharmacies, we were able to onboard 1,200 pharmacies in Bangalore itself. 1,200 pharmacies in Bangalore is like 1 by 5 of the market, like 20% of the market on Saveo in 2020. And we were doing business on cash. We were like, sir, आपको market में credit मिलता है. हाँ, 100% credit मिलता है. हाँ. लेकिन मैं नहीं दूंगा. क्यों सर? मैं नहीं दूंगा क्योंकि मैं फुल गेट शॉप कर रहा हूँ आपकी. तो आपको ना जो मार्केट में इजीली नहीं मिलता है ना, आप में से वही खरीदे, मेरे को कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But you buy from me. You build habit. That is, we were very clear that the pharmacies have to order on app and not salesman. आप अपने order डालो तो सही पहले. So that I'll get to know what you're doing, where you're scrolling, what you're searching, what you're tapping. And we will build the data library there.
For product improvement.
Yes, exactly. Because, 2020, before COVID, the tech adoption was not so high in pharma. And we were lucky that we were able to onboard 1,200 pharmacies, which went on to become 1,800 pharmacies. Out of them, 1,200 were transacting pharmacies. So, and we were doing 1 crore plus of revenue on cash this time, not on credit.
Wow. Okay. By when? Like by when did you hit 1 crore?
By December 2020. So from April 2020, we went on from 0 pharmacy, or you say from 30 pharmacies, what we had before. We went on to have 1,200 transacting pharmacies in Bangalore. From, again, 0 on cash to 1 crore on cash, which was equivalent to 3 to 4 crore on credit with 70% plus retention. So we were able to, achieve those numbers, which highlighted that, yes, a business can be built. The business can be built on fill rate, being but only not branded generics. Branded generics is one of the category which is like 60% of the market. There are other categories, as I was mentioning, trade generics, surgical, Ayurveda, OTC, specialty, veterinary.
Just explain these categories. Now, what is branded generics? What is trade generics?
Yes. So branded generics, trade generics, as a patient, you will never be able to identify the difference. Only as a pharma company or a platform like us or a pharmacy knows the difference. So as simple as that, the medicine is of Cipla only, but because doctor is writing, it becomes branded generics. Pharmacies make 20% gross margin. And because doctors are not writing, we are pushing to the pharmacy and pharmacies are pushing to you. Pharmacies make 60% gross margin. So it becomes trade generics. In simple, when you go to a pharmacy and say भैया पेट दर्द हो रहा है और वो पीली वाली गोली काट के जो देता है वो ट्रेड जेनरिक्स.
But both these would have the same chemical, but some difference in branding, basically. Like some name would be different or color or.
Name would be different. No, not even color difference. Name would be different. That's it. Manufacturers may be different, but you do not even care about who the manufacturer is.
It's the same chemical, basically.
Yes. Now I'll give you some medicine when you tell me what it is branded or generics. Crocin tablet.
Crocin is definitely, I think, that jo 60% wala jo hai, that is branded, right?
Yes, 60% is branded. You're right. And 40% is other categories. So you're right. Crocin is branded. Now, similarly, OTC, as the name suggests, over the counter. Then comes up,
for which you don't need prescription. That is OTC.
You don't need prescription. Yes, Crocin is OTC. You also buy Chyawanprash, that's OTC. And many other products. Face wash, OTC. The pharmacy is not just a pharmacy, it's also a general store, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Mouthwash, toothpaste, all of that.
Then comes up surgical. You go and buy bandage. You buy cotton. You buy rehabilitation pad. All of the surgical. Ayurveda, as the name suggests, you go and buy Giloy juice, Chyawanprash, or you buy Kayam Chur. So many products. All of these are Ayurveda. Then comes up specialty. Many times doctor writes the medicine, which, it's a patented medicine. That's what it's called remdesivir, itolizumab, tocilizumab. I think you might have heard this in COVID. All of these are specialty. Comes up veterinary. You see Kapila Pashu Ahar. You might have heard about there's pedigree. All of these are, veterinary. Homeopathy. You might have heard about Dr. Belmar, who drop डाल के देते हैं अपने mix करके tablets को.
So you stock all of this? You stock homeopathy also?
We supply all of this. We do not stock.
Right. You're a managed marketplace. Got it.
So this was what we were. So we were selling this story that, hey, listen, funded is the problem and look beyond branded. Everyone is focusing upon branded. There's a market beyond branded. And if you're able to build in those categories, you will be able to increase your gross margins. And so you will make profit. And again, we were fortunate that we got the right set of investors. We were able to onboard Matrix Partners, RTP Global, Incubate Fund, along with our existing investors, and 6 to 7 unicorn founders, plus many key influential folks in the startup world. So when we did this $4 million round in January 2021, we were clear. Now we have money to build this.
This 4 million round was like pre-series A kind of, I guess.
We call it seed round because the first was engine round, so this was seed round for us. So this $4 million helped us to actually build this startup. We took the first dispatch center, which was a 15,000 square feet setup in Bangalore. We started serving complete Karnataka. So this was again the learning. When we started now building Saveo scale, we realized that we worry about everyone is caring about city. ब्लैंकेट को भी सिटी में आना है, बिग बास्केट को भी सिटी में आना है, सबको सिटी में आना है. प्रॉब्लम तो शहर की बाहर ज्यादा है ना फार्मा में. Why? Because think of this way, Akshay. For example, my parents stay in a town. They go to the nearby city to visit a doctor. They buy medicine of 3 days, 4 days from that hospital's pharmacy or nearby that doctor pharmacy. Nearby the doctor clinic, there are pharmacies. They buy from that pharmacy. They come back to the hometown and after 3-4 days, they want to buy that medicine in the hometown. They cannot find. और वहाँ के फार्मेसी के पास वो उसको जाना पड़ेगा, वहाँ पे नियर बाई टाउन बर्फ जाना पड़ेगा खरीदने के लिए. वो बोलेगा सर नहीं हो पाएगा. This is very common and the data says that 40% of the sales in pharma happens in metro plus tier 1. That means the 60% of the sales is happening beyond tier 1. That's more interesting. Why that's more interesting? Because the rest of the India is underserved.
Yes. Pharmacies in metros would be spoiled for choice. It would be very easy for them to get whatever supply they need.
Yes. And then again, a wow moment for me. I was like, यार बिल्कुल मेरा भी यही था ना कि शहर के बाहर तो प्रॉब्लम है. शहर में तो फिर भी लोग इतने नहीं मरते हैं. 70% ऑफ द डेथ तो रूरल में होता है. Bangalore, मतलब अगर हमें pharmacists को acquire कर पाते हैं, in simple we are able to onboard them on the platform. We can for sure provide them impact learning to solve this. And again, Bangalore moment for us, but Bangalore moment for Savio this time bigger. Because we realized that the market is bigger beyond city. We started serving up to 300 kilometers from the city. It's like covering the complete state. We started building again, that community leader model I talked about. This time we started building that community leader model for these small towns. That we will have a community leader in a town who will take care of the complete pharmacy of that town. In terms of delivery, the pharmacists have to order on the app itself.
This community leader would be someone who's himself a pharmacist, or you would find someone who wants to be an entrepreneur and tell him, okay, you just need a bike and you become an entrepreneur with us and you start earning.
We have tried both, and short term, the first one works. Long term, the second one works. Yeah, we have folks who are first time they joined us and they are micro entrepreneurs. They were making zero, now they're making 30,000 rupees per month in a small town. It's a good earning. Yeah. And we're already serving 70 plus towns of Karnataka at this moment. Bangalore, yes. All the pin codes in Bangalore, our deliveries are going. But not just Bangalore, 70 towns in Karnataka, our deliveries are going. And so this is where the business started scaling up. We started solving all the problems that, hey, Saveo is no more just have 23,000 SKUs. Saveo today has 50,000 SKUs already on the platform. We have been able to benchmark the market. We have been able to build the supply market by onboarding the stockist, by onboarding the companies directly also. And in a way, build it in a way wherever the highest margin lies. So we have also dark store model at the supply end. Basically, we convert suppliers into dark stores. And if for a particular category, the supplier is not there, then we get a dark store opened by the CFA of the company. So this way we sort the supply. We already have the highest SKU in India selling on the platform.
I want to understand the supply bit a little better. How is a managed marketplace different from, say, like those traditional e-commerce companies like Amazon? You're saying that traditional e-commerce companies like Amazon keep inventory and you don't keep inventory. That is the key difference.
Amazon does not keep inventory on their own books. They keep inventory at Cloud10.
Right, they're subsidiaries, yeah.
Yes, we also keep inventory at dark store, where dark stores are owned by someone else, or our supplier keep inventory. It's just that we are more like Nykaa. We're more like Captain Fresh, where the billing is not done by the supplier to you. The billing is done by us to you, and they do the billing to us.
Like in Amazon, you can see the name of the seller. That concept is not there.
Yes, in Nykaa, you have to know what I'm saying.
Because so Savio is the seller for everything. And then at the back end, you will figure out that, okay, I have got these orders. So where do I fill it from?
Yeah, and this was important. Why this was important, Akshay? If you do not put a curtain, you cannot solve this industry. You have to put a curtain. If you put a curtain so that you consolidate the industry at the back, because if you make it open to everyone, then you will feel proud कि मेरे पास 10 लाख supplier है, तो मैं बहुत बढ़िया platform हूँ. यार ये problem यहाँ पे 10 लाख supplier का नहीं है. यहाँ problem है कि यार 10 supplier मिलके ये solve हो सकता है. The metric changes. You start more focused about your buyer than your supplier when you become a managed marketplace. In a marketplace, you have to be focusing upon both.
Yeah, traditionally marketplaces were more focused on suppliers, like giving suppliers a way to sell more, basically.
Yes. We are here solving pharmacies' problem of prescription now. So now when we had this sort of fill rate, automatically we started becoming popular in Karnataka, not just Bangalore. We were able to grow business and also expand from Karnataka to Telangana, where our next hub came in Hyderabad, to Tamil Nadu, where our next hub came in Coimbatore. We are already serving now, at this moment where you and I are talking, we're already serving close to 130 towns and villages across these states. We have more than 10,000 pharmacies on the platform. We have 4,000 plus pharmacies ordering every month.
If you like to hear stories of founders, then we have tons of great stories from entrepreneurs who have built billion-dollar businesses. Just search for the Founder Thesis podcast on any audio streaming app like Spotify, Gaana, Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to the show.
So 10K is like your user base and 4K is like your MAE, monthly active users is 4K.
Yes, you can think of that. Basically, a lot of pharmacy use our app just to check the prices, just to understand which current displays where they can buy from and all. Not everyone's trade because we also not supply everywhere.
What is the monthly order volume that you process?
Yeah, so from 1 crore in March 2021, we have already risen to 11 crore per month in January 2022.
Wow, amazing.
That means we are doing 11 crore of monthly revenue within 10 months. We are serving, so in simple, 35% of the pharmacies in Karnataka are buying from us.
Wow. Okay. That's a massive market share.
More than that, whenever it comes that this medicine is not available, to come to Saveo. Whenever COVID comes up, pharmacies suddenly switch to Saveo, and we see huge transaction happening on Saveo. Number of pharmacies like anything. Our retention growth goes from 55-60% to 75-80% in COVID months. What does it highlight? It highlights that maybe today they are not totally dependent upon me, but when the crisis comes up, they remember Savio. That means I am solving the right problem. It's just about time I will be able to do better and better, and they will switch to us. Right? Yes, Sachin, 11 crore was also a good journey for us. So because now you become prominent in the market, we're like top 10 distributors in Bangalore. Here, the game is to take it to 25 crore plus monthly revenue in the next 3 months. You will probably, when you and I will be talking, we might be probably doing 25 crore plus monthly revenue, because now we are opening the growth levers. This is very clear that here we have thought. So why we did not open the growth levers like anything? Because we also wanted to understand the economics of the business. क्योंकि अभी तक जो हमने पहले बनाया था, सीड राउंड के पहले बनाया था, it was more of figuring out the business model. सीड राउंड के बाद we were clear कि अब हमें PMF चाहिए. For many people, PMF means number of customers, monthly revenue. But take my words, Akshay, PMF is not number of customers or monthly revenue. PMF is how much you are able to make from the pharmacy and what is that LTV you can generate with time. Or in simple, LTV by CAC you can generate with time. It's not, PMF is never about the top line. PMF is always about the bottom line and the sustainability of that bottom line, which is LTV by CAC. This was our realization because, again, we have been fortunate because we had a good network of founders who keep teaching us all of this. We have a good network of investors on the board who keep teaching us all of this. But we were very clear that B2B may. Also, this was a question because in the market at that time, a lot of questions were coming that, hey, Udan is making 1,000 crore of monthly revenue, but burning, 100 crores per month, 200 crores per month, or, what do we call CM1 negative, CM2 negative. CM1 means contribution margin. CM2 means, again, contribution margin too. They're different, which I'll talk about. So it was very clear that we have to become unit economics positive. That means operationally, I have to make money per order. Now, as I mentioned, traditionally, pharma has been branded generic, 60%. There, the margins are fixed because you are not driving the demand. And that's where you look at online players giving 20% discount, right? They have 27% gross margin in hand. They give 20% discount. That means they make 7% gross margin after discount. Yes, 7% gross margin after discount में क्या बनेगा? Marketing cost इतना ज़्यादा होता है.
Right. Yeah, customer acquisition cost. Yeah.
Yes, it takes a lot of money to keep retaining the customers because we are building a price game. मैं 15% discount दूंगा, मैं 20% discount दूंगा. Price game में ऐसा कोई नहीं जीता है. In B2B market, also in branded generics, the distributors generally have 10% gross margin in hand. They give 4% discount. That means the distributors make 6 to 7% gross margin max. Same. So B2C and B2B both have gross margin same after discount. B2B में खर्चा कम है क्योंकि logistic cost कम है, marketing cost में है, तो थोड़ा profit बन सकता है. But we used to question ourselves, yes, 8% gross margin में क्या होगा? Because it's all about ROCE, return on capital employed. The ROCE says that the EBITDA which you generate divided by the money employed, the capital employed in the business. That means to increase the return on the capital employed, first you have to reduce the capital employed in the business. That means you should not put money on inventory, which we already solved. You should not put money on credit or financing the pharmacy, which we solved by NBFC. So we were not essentially putting money in the business. So our investment in the business was lesser, more on the technology, more on the growth side. And EBITDA, you have to go for 10% plus, such that you are able to generate, let's say, 10% divided by 20%. It's like 50% ROC. Now, if you're able to build 50% ROC business, thank God, you're like Apple of India. Right? So that is our aspiration. We want to become Apple of Pharma. We want to become a profitable company. We just don't want to be startup on the mercy of external folks. No, we don't want to be. So that's where we started questioning ourselves during this journey from 1 crore to 11 crore. Yes, we were growing month on month very well, but we're constantly questioning ourselves, we have 6% gross margin, 8% gross margin, sufficient hai kya? And today when you and I are talking, we already have 10% plus gross margin. After discount.
Which is because of the product mix or like how did you?
Exactly, right. Product mix.
Like you have more high margin, like you have more of the trade generic, which is high margin.
Trade generates, Ayurveda, surgical, OTC, wherever we make money. we focus more. We enable brands. We went on to learn so many things during this journey. A, how to make money. We aspire to become a 20% gross margin after discount business, not before discount. 20% gross margin, not take rate. Again, 20% gross margin business.
What is the difference? What is take rate?
Take rate basically means, let's say example, 27% is the take rate for the B2C pharmacies, like one is the net pharmacy and all. But gross margin is 7%. That means the gross margin before discount is considered take rate. In the e-commerce world, the take rate is used as a definition that, okay, on your platform, if let's say X per 10,000 rupees of products are being sold, how much you're making out of this is considered take rate. For example, Amazon says that okay, 25% is what I'm charging, including everything. So 25% is my take rate. That being said, we went on to learn how to grow margins. We are already having higher gross margin than our suppliers, as well as all the players in pharma. B2B, B2C, anyone you can think of. More than that, we also learned how to enable brands in the market. Because this time now, not just the prescription fill, वो तो सब करी थी ना हमने. We were able to become reliable to the pharmacy. Then we started saying, sir, आप टिश्यू पेपर में ना ताशियो मत बेचो, मैं आपको प्रीमियर दिखा, आप ये बेचो. आपका ग्रॉस मार्जिन ऐसा है, मैं सबको सप्लाई नहीं करूंगा. So different marketing has we started enabling brands to the farms. We work with D2C brands like Man Matters, Capiva, Open Secret, and many others, where we enable them in retail. So they are already very prominent in online market, D2C market. We enable them in retail.
Right. You are their offline go-to-market channel, basically.
Yes, we have become Facebook for them for retail in some form.
And so you would charge them for prominent placement of product.
We, on an average, make 25 to 30% gross margin there.
Okay. And this is pure performance-driven spend for them because they will pay as a margin. So if there is no sales happening, they're not paying you. So it's like offline performance marketing for them.
Yes, very simple. You know what we say that, okay, this is the estimate we are giving that we will be able to sell. You provide this much inventory. We will have in our dark stores or maybe with us as a warehouse as a service model. We will sell and pay you back. When we pay you back, we will pay you at this rate, not at the rate one.
Right.
We become Facebook for them. We also started enabling different generic brands because in generic, as I mentioned, pharmacies are the decision makers. So we started enabling generic brand. For example, classic example, Aries is a pharma company, prominent pharma company. They were doing 20 lakh rupees of sales per month in Karnataka. And within 2 months, we started doing 20 lakh rupees of sales for them. That means they become 40 lakh rupees of sales in Karnataka. They started becoming totally dependent upon us. So this way we have learned the skill of marketing plus distribution now. We can enable any brand in the market. Because we have our app. Our app is the face of the company where we influence decisions. At the same time, we have community leaders on the ground who are sole entrepreneurs whom we are converting into marketers.
Does the community leader only deliver or does he go and get orders also?
He generally doesn't go and get orders because pharmacists can place order in the app. Wherever a pharmacy has stopped ordering, then he goes and understands the problem. He also maintains a relationship. He talks to the pharmacist, "Sir, koi dikkat aa rahi hai to main hu yahan pe, jinda hu main."
He is like a customer success, basically, like that kind of a role.
Exactly. You're totally right. You're a customer success manager, actually.
And how much is his margin? Like, what does he get to keep?
So basically, he made close to 30,000 rupees per month on an average.
On how much sales? Like, it must be a percentage of sales, huh?
On a sales of 15 to 30 lakh rupees per month.
Okay, okay, got it.
Now the next thing. So one thing was very clear that Vivek, beyond city is the real market. And B, beyond branded generics is the real market. C, enabling brands is the real market. So beyond city, beyond branded generics and enabling brands became our core focus. And as I mentioned, we're already growing. But now from here, what's the next game? Yes, obviously, we will be raising $25 million in the next 3-4 months. Probably we will be opening round in June. We are not opening round at the moment because we are building at the moment. We believe the story should have proper weightage.
Well, you want to hit that 25 crore mark and then start raising.
Exactly. We want $35 million ARR before we open the round. That being said, we will be scaling obviously very fast. Once we raise Series A, we will be scaling faster to capture India, to conquer India. Yes, obviously.
What are going to be the levers of growth? Like, is it just like city by city expansion, just pure geographical expansion, or will you also spend on performance marketing, like for customer acquisition, or like what are the levers of growth?
Both expansion, yes. On the same time, Akshay, we work with the Indian government. We work with drug departments where we have the pharmacies data with us. It's a very targeted marketing we do on both the customers and all.
You don't do like Facebook, Google, that traditional performance.
We do for some other reasons. We don't do we don't do a lot of performance marketing. In fact, our experience with performance marketing will be less than 1%.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes, so we don't require because we already have their data sets. We do very targeted WhatsApp marketing. We don't need to go to Facebook always. Now comes
And what would your campaign be for acquiring pharmacies? Would you say like get this medicine at 10% lower price, or like
no, simple. We're like not able to find LIMC in the market. Download Saveo now to place order.
got it? Based on जो भी shortage हो रही है market में, that will be the lever to attract, because that is what you are solving.
तो ये एसएमई का इंडिया में ना बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. तो ये तो पहला हो गया तरीका अट्रैक्ट करने का, which will actually solve the problem. Second, SMEs का क्या है ना कि there are two things which matters a lot. First, SMBs or SMEs. More I'm talking about SMB, not SME, to be honest. SMBs do not want to do better than themselves. SMBs want to do better than the nearest person. उनको मेरे बाजू वाले दुकान से ज्यादा कमाना है. First, and second, so this is where we use की शायद लेंसी नहीं मिल रहा है ना, आप खरीद लो, बाजू वाला दुकान खरीदने का नहीं था. Second, they already earning money. They want respect. They want respect from their family, within their family. And laser because दुकान पे सुबह से लेके शाम तक बैठ के आदमी खटता है. उनको चाहिए कि मैं कुछ करूं, कहीं निकलूं, और वो ना खुद से नहीं कर सकते. अगर आपको खुद के पैसे से दुबई का टिकट कटाना होगा, आप नहीं कटाओगे क्योंकि आपको लगेगा यार मेरा कैपिटल कम जाएगा, कोई मेरे को लाख में दे दे. So which is when our second campaigns are around. Buy Aries products and get a chance to win Dubai ticket. Download Saveo app now.
And these would be sponsored by Aries, like the brand is directly sponsoring it.
Yes, it's a collaboration. It's a collaboration we do. It's both. We run campaign for them, they run campaign with us, we do all. So these are the psychology of the SMBs which we target. So that's what I was saying, that Saveo is a managed marketplace, very simple, solving the fill rate problem of the pharmacies. We go a step ahead. We start predicting prescriptions. Right? The data comes from the usage of the app. The data comes from the purchase happening on the app. The data also we integrate with the companies to generate data that what is selling in the particular pin code. All of this data together, which we are working on, which will take 2 or 3 years for us to actually become very precise. But that intention that a pharmacist should know beforehand कि क्या दवाई आने वाला है मेरे पास, क्या prescription आने वाला है मेरे पास. That will solve the fill rate problem, the stock out problem, because now we'll say, sir, you're not buying Educame that going to come to you. Buy from Savio, we will deliver. Patient going to come with a prescription. And जब वो patient आएगा उसके पास with that prescription, pharmacies are like that one.
Yeah, well, it'll be like magic for them, huh? Like you.
I tell you why this is important, because Akshay, 85% of the pharmacies in India do not use ERP.
Yeah, right. Obviously, they're like mom and pop operators. So
Yes, वो दुकान ही रहेंगे.
they would, वो तो लैपटॉप भी नहीं होता वहाँ पे, तो वो ERP तो दूर की बात है. Yeah.
Yes. अब क्या होता है ना कि when it comes to a prescription, they will go to the rack. तब उनको realize होता है यार खत्म हो गया, stock out हो गया, मंगा लेते.
हाँ, और वो नोटबुक में नोट करते हैं फिर.
और ये फास्ट मूविंग खत्म हो जाता है. तो मतलब फॉरगेट अबाउट लोग हमसे क्वेश्चन करते हैं कि विवेक तुम बड़ा फिल रेट बोलते हो, यार दवाई तो फास्ट मूविंग बिकनी ज्यादा. दिस इज व्हाट वी टेल देम कि सर फास्ट मूविंग भी खत्म हो जाता है. एंड मोर देन दैट, फार्मा में 50,000 SKUs बिक रहे हैं ना. पेशेंट फास्ट मूविंग के लिए कभी नहीं रोएगा, क्योंकि फास्ट मूविंग वहां नहीं मिलेगा तो कहीं और मिल जाएगा. एक दुकान की इज्जत बढ़ती है जब उसके बाद जो दवाई नहीं मिल रही होती है वो मिलती है, तब उस दुकान की इज्जत बढ़ती है. हम उस दुकान की इज्जत बढ़ाने आए. लेकिन मेरे को मालूम है कि फास्ट मूविंग तो मेरे से खरीदेगा, बट स्लो मूविंग तो मेरे से ही खरीदेगा. राइट. सो द प्रोक्योरमेंट प्लस डेटा plus impact learning. What is impact learning is what we're building for the pharmacies. Sir, when a patient comes to your store now, do not directly dispense medicine. Ask these 5 questions. अच्छा कब से हो रहा है आपको, कोई और सिम्टम है क्या, ये क्या कहते हैं आपको कोई फैमिली हिस्ट्री है क्या. Just ask these questions which are part of counseling, not diagnosis, which are part of counseling, such that my algo can suggest you कि पेशेंट को बोलो कि यार डॉक्टर को दिखाया कुछ सीरियस हो सकता है. आपको दवाई दे रहे हैं तो उन्हें को दिक्कत नहीं है, वह आपके और पेशेंट के बीच का है. बट मैं ये जरूर चाहता हूँ that the late diagnosis should not happen. You tell patient that this is time to go and visit a doctor. नहीं जा रहा पेशेंट, ये लो ऑनलाइन डॉक्टर का लिंक भेज दो, पेशेंट कंसल्ट कर लेगा. बट स्लोली स्टेप बाय स्टेप We are here to convert the pharmacy into a modern store, a modern clinic, a modern community center. Clinic is wrong word. Modern community center.
How do you do this? Like your app has this workflow क्या जब कोई patient आता है तो a pharmacist can open the app and उसमें he can choose the drop down में कि क्या complaint है.
So we call it Saveo University. Yeah. So we are building this one by one. You cannot simply do everything together, right? आपको बहुत इंटेलिजेंटली फार्मेसिस्ट को देना होता है तो हम सेपरेट देते हैं फार्मेसी को. सावियो यूनिवर्सिटी बोलती है कि सर इसमें आप करो. We do it more of manual also. We also have given a helpline number where a pharmacy can call our doctors. Our doctors and can talk with them. So we have a team of doctors in the company only. So we are building this one by one. The whole intention is very clear that this pharmacies, 83% of the pharmacies in India do not have adequate degree to run the operations, to run the store. We are not here to provide them degree, but we believe that if they are the first line of response, if they are the first line of response in healthcare in India, then they should have adequate knowledge. And we are here to provide them adequate knowledge. The knowledge what they should use.
Well, how would you motivate them to invest time in learning? It's not an easy thing. Now, once you've left school, college,
Very simple, very simple. He's already opening different versions of TikTok on the phone. Why don't I make short videos on the app and make him read it? Simple. Second, let me run webinars where let me give him credit score. So, what बहुत simple concept है. सर आप ये कोर्स कंप्लीट कर लोगे, ये देख लोगे, आपको इतना पॉइंट्स मिलेगा, वो कॉइन यूज करके आप Saveo पे खरीदो. I'm incentivizing him. Simple. The Saveo coins, what he can earn by learning, he can use to purchase on Saveo. So there are many more ways, Akshay, but this is the long term, what I'm talking about. I'm saying that, again, go back to those three problems I was mentioning: cleanliness, adequate facility, and accessibility of the medicine. And also I talked about late diagnosis, which is again linked to the third factor only. So accessibility to late diagnosis, I want to solve this first, one by one. For adequate facilities, yes, our app going to become super app for pharmacies where they can be able to help patient with online consultation, not from a different genre of doctors who are sitting only online, but from there nearby by city itself or in the same town doctors where we are building the technology for the doctors. Again, a long-term thought process. We are building technology for the doctors where doctors can become themselves Taj in the world of Make My Trip. They don't have to be dependent upon Factor and many other platforms. They can themselves become online. On the pharmacy side, we are digitizing them, how they can maintain relationship with the patient. So all of this is future. It links back to the same problem what we have faced in our life. We want to, make sure that tomorrow a pharmacy is giving you right advice and right medicine. And if you need more than advice, pharmacy should be able to connect you with the right doctor.
Okay, so that's amazing. So like the reverse, typically doctors give business to pharmacies. You are now empowering pharmacies to give business to doctors, which makes sense because, like you said, most people will ask the pharmacist first.
Exactly. शुरुआत वही होता है, उसके बाद पापा पे पूछता है, पापा तबीयत नहीं सही हो रहा है, क्या करूं? अच्छा बेटा रुको, चाचा से पूछता हूँ, चाचा बड़े जानकार आदमी हैं, बताएंगे. But doctors cannot do marketing. It's unethical. The word of mouth is important for doctors. The word of mouth is patient and the pharmacy. We want to enable them. We want to enable them that they become the face of doctors to you. Such that you should know कि अच्छा मेरे को दिल्ली में सबसे अच्छा ऑर्थोपेडिक जानना कौन है. मैं गूगल करूँ मेरे को पता चल जाए या मैं फार्मेसी से पूछूं मेरे को पता चल जाए. और दोनों को एम्पावर कर रहा है Saveo. गूगल पे डॉक्टर्स को एम्पावर कर रहा है और फार्मेसिस्ट को Saveo पे एम्पावर कर रहा है.
Okay. Like you'll do like a Shopify for doctors where they can list their clinic, get appointment bookings.
Yes.
Okay. And this will be like a white labeled.
Yes, exactly. This is the future we don't want to talk about today. But yes, you're totally right. You're getting it right. So in simple, again, linking back to the problem, we want to make sure that tomorrow no patient should die just because of late diagnosis. Tomorrow, no patient should die because of wrong diagnosis. Tomorrow, when a patient goes to the pharmacy, should get right knowledge and right medicine. Tomorrow, no prescriptions and bounce in India. We are solving this one by one. We are very clear how to solve this because I have spent my life in pharma now. So we are very clear how to solve it. We are solving one by one. And to make sure that pharmacies have access to the right brands, we have put up our own brand called Carentu.
So this is like white labeling, basically, what like every retail company does eventually for better margins.
There's more of, yes, contract manufacturing, you're right. We have our own brand. We believe that not much innovation has happened with respect to the medicines. In US, you see, it's not just you get a lot of additional services with the pill. In India, you don't even get to know what this pill is about. There's a huge difference. We're, parting that gap.
Like, give me an example. What do you mean additional services with a pill?
Now, basic question. For COVID, you went to the doctor, wrote levocetirizine montelukast. Let's say Monte LC to you. Do you know what is it for?
No, not really.
Do you really care what is it for?
No, you trust the doctor, so
Yes, exactly.
partly some people do, but
We trust the doctor, but whom? But when it comes to question, whom do we ask? We ask Google.
yeah.
And how many in India are there who are Googling to find out? The point is that most of the medicines, a medicine is something which is more consumed by our parents, like 30, 40 plus. There, a doctor has a very limited time, which I talk about the brand talk share, but I'm just trying to give you a perspective that doctor has a very limited time because in India, the number of patients per doctor is very high. It's like 4x of what it should ideally be. 3 to 4x of what ideally should be. That's where the doctor is not able to spend time with the patient. The pharmacies are not very well aware about. And at the end of the day, it's the patient. The medicine itself is not so attractive enough that you want to know more about it. The medicine does not say, get well soon. बहुत ही basic सी चीजें हैं. So we are changing all of this perspective with the medicine and only bringing the top 5 manufacturers in India to manufacture this. So the game is very simple. The game is very simple that you want to build the smartest network of pharmacies in India. With that pharmacy network, you want to enable brands and you want to empower the pharmacy with supply plus data plus impact learning so that they can become better of themselves. With time, they become a community center. And to make sure you're able to increase your margins, you want to put your own brand. With that brand, you want to bring innovation in India, which is not there, especially technologically, such that tomorrow companies follow you, companies copy you, and technology comes up in pharma, right? And you also make money so that you can achieve your bigger goal of connecting the ecosystem. We don't want to be an investor-funded company all the time. So that's where the whole play will add up tomorrow. Today, it's all about building the largest and smartest network of pharmacies in India, and exactly what Saveo is doing. And within 1 year, which is by this year itself, we should ideally become the largest in India in terms of B2B pharma.
So who else is there in B2B pharma?
Yes, PharmaRack is more of a SaaS. Similarly, there is Retail.io, which is similar to PharmaRack SaaS. Then we see Bidano, which is more of a logistics provider to the suppliers. We see, so basically, whom we compete with is actually the local distributors. These local distributors.
Your competition is only offline.
Yes, exactly. The local distributors have been bought by a few of the players. So they become our competitor also, like Excel and Tero. So these are the real folks whom we compete with because we are not a service to the distributor. We are their lifeline. We are a service to the pharmacy.
Do you also plan to do like branded pharmacy? How, Oyo does this branding of hotels. So are you planning to do something like that, like a Saveo pharmacy where?
Is it obvious? Very obvious. We will. At the right time. Right now, it's more about empowering their supply at the back. It's more about building the right relationship with them. I don't want tomorrow I go to a pharmacy and say I want to co-brand and he starts questioning me. That relationship can only be built by trade, transaction, which is what we're building. Now he listens to me. Tomorrow when I will be able to co-brand them, the quality control is very important when you co-brand, right? Because it's no more the pharmacy brand, it's your brand. So you will be able to have a better synergy possible tomorrow, which is why Saveo is solving the right problem. I'll say Saveo is right now building that network, which is what open up 100 levers tomorrow. And from patient to the manufacturer, you will be able to onboard everyone on your platform without actually reaching to the patient directly. So we will be a B2B company then also, but we will be actually controlling the chain completely. We will be controlling the pharma industry completely.
So like a Saveo branded pharmacy would be one which would 100% supply would come through. You would be able to promote more of your white label, your in-house brands. Again, the offline go-to-market for other brands, you would be able to enable that more effectively.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Okay. And I wanted to understand, you said you've enabled like a BNPL, like a fintech partnership for credit. How does that work?
So it's simple. Pharmacies, they buy from us. So we onboard them with our partner. We call it invoice discounting. So basically that invoice is paid by the partner to me. And the pharmacy pays back to me in 30 days. I pay it back to the partner. It all happens on the app itself. We have built a great marketplace on the app.
But to the buyer, that pharmacy doesn't cost anything. You bear that cost.
Exactly. For pharmacy, it's a regular way of doing dhanda because the moment you start using the word no, unko bhag jayega.
Yeah, right. But if they want to roll it over further, like pure access to credit,
They have to, so we reduce the discount. Very simple. Let's say they're getting 3% discount. They want more credit. They will get 1% discount. They want more credit. They will get more costly. So we basically reduce because it's an invoice discounting. We do everything in the invoice itself.
okay. So at the time of checkout, they have the option to select payment period and accordingly.
Pay by cash or pay by credit. You're right.
Got it. Okay. Though fintech also could be a like something worth doing in house because these pharmacies typically don't have credit scores and most banks would not be lending.
Yeah, we use 4 parameters for lending. Yes, obviously the CIBIL score, but more than that, the stocks they have in the store, which is where they take the picture of themselves with the store. You see the stock in the store, that gives you confidence that more people are supplying to you. Third, their transaction behavior with us. Because they're buying from me, they're paying back to me. It doesn't matter if they're not paying back to others. They're paying back to me on time. And the fourth, we do their feedback session, the feedback from the nearby stores. So we use this 4 data to dispense credit. We are not just using CIBIL score. Their transaction with us also helps us to get their GST data and whether they are filing GST or not, all those different metrics. So that's why till date, again, we are very fortunate till that we have 0% NPA.
Yeah, because uska danda ruk jayega na if they spoil that relationship by not paying.
Yes, exactly. They don't want to hamper their relationship with Saveo because they know that somewhere in the journey they will need us. Yes. So, zaruri hai banana.
You spoke about LTV by CAC as the real measure of product market fit. What is it for you?
Yes, the bottom line is LTV by CAC. In our case, LTV by CAC rises to more than a lakh.
Just help me understand this calculation. What is LTV for a customer? Huh?
See, LTV very simple. So LTV in a way, let's say a pharmacy is buying for 30,000 rupees from you per month. You make 10% gross margin. Let's say you make 3,000 rupees from that pharmacy. That pharmacy is sticking for, let's say you're doing business for 5 years with that pharmacy. Our retention with the pharmacy is close to 60%, right? Let's say that means 60% of the pharmacy going to stick 60% of this 3,000 into 5 years. Like it's 1,800 into 5 years if you do, which is equivalent to close to 1 lakh rupees.
Okay. So that is the LTV for a customer. And what is your CAC? What is your cost of acquisition?
This is of the retained customer I'm talking about. Retained customer. If it is not retained customer, it is, 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees also. And the CAC is 680 rupees, 700 rupees. So that's where your LTV by CAC is very high. And you end up, if LTV by CAC has to go to 1,000, I'm talking about 5 years. My business, I'm going to stop in 5 years. Right? It's a perpetual business. Obviously, LTV will, 30,000 procurement will go to 3 lakh procurement. Automatically, you will go to 1,000 plus. Then that, you're building the right business.
Yeah. With your in-house brands, the margin will be better. So that margin amount will also increase.
Yes, everything adds up.
Got it. Amazing. So by when do you think you will be a unicorn?
By aspiration, we want to be today, but yes, it will take 2 years.
Okay. Got it. Amazing. I am amazed at the level of business savvy you have, considering how young you are. This is the kind of savvy that people get after like doing a decades long experience of running a business. It's incredible.
It's not me, actually. It's our team. We have a very open culture. It's a team that we iterate. We believe what should be the right way of building business, right? And this is where it comes from. Investor के लिए थोड़ी धंधा बना रहे हैं, खुद के लिए बना रहे हैं.
So what is your advice to aspiring founders?
I relate to my own journey, and I believe the first key thing to build a startup is not just how big is the market, how big is the addressable market. It's also the timing. You may be building the right technology, but whether it is required today or not is also very important. The second is survival. Survival of your own, survival of your company. If a company stays for 15 years, the company is automatically a unicorn. Because it survived for 15 years, right? For survival, the very first thing before you start, make sure you have a financial independence. You have sufficient money to survive for 3 years at least, and money to put into your own company. This has helped me personally a lot. And third, more than money, you need patience, you need perseverance and passion. Money is the fuel in your rocket. You are the rocket. You are building that rocket. Money is an outcome of the way you're building the business, how the business is shaping up. You will get money. India is doing great. But the economics, the fundamentals doesn't change. It's same for any startup. Growth, margins, profitability, and money invested in the business. This doesn't change. This is same. Whether it's a commerce, content, any category, when it comes to making money, the balance sheet cannot change. It has to be the same. And that's exactly what we live by, what we solve by. In my case here, it's very personal. It's very personal because I personally suffered a lot in terms of healthcare in India. But I do believe the passion comes from within. If you do not relate to the problem, then you're not solving the problem. If you have not faced the problem yourself, then face it first and then solve it. If you're not ready to spend your life for that problem, then don't be an entrepreneur. Money you can make just by opening a business also, and you can make money. You can make a lot of money. But entrepreneurship is not just about making money. It's about changing the way we live, changing the reason we exist in. We exist, right? It's much more than money. And I personally feel the drive factor for me is that with that every 1 rupee we will earn, we will save one more life.
If you like the Founder Thesis podcast, then do check out our other shows on subjects like marketing, technology, career advice, books, and drama. Visit thepodium.in, that is thepodium.in, for a complete list of all our shows.